Greetings, this is Pink Frog Yellow Boots from Behavior, working towards achieving holistic health for everybody. When we focus on holistic health, one of the primary ingredients is self-care. Self-care is the foundation on which we will be building our lives, which also states that self-care is our attention towards our own physical, psychological, and overall wellness and well-being. Self care is not only something that needs to be paid attention to because we need to achieve specific goals or reach a destination, but also because we owe it to ourselves and we deserve it. As we have our life, we have certain roles and responsibilities that are shouldered to us. These roles and responsibilities may be towards another individual task or situation as well as to our own self. Self care is a non negotiable, and thus, not taking care of yourself or pushing it away or postponing it are not a wise choices. Simply because when you don't take care of yourself, something called as burnout gets to spread its root in our life. And when that happens, a lot of other things that are not desired, uncomfortable, stressful, disturbing start happening. These are all signs of exhaustion of your own resources, which means that the roles and responsibility we are catered to will also bring to us the resources and rights that are important to carry forward them. And the whole dynamics is to balance the resources and responsibility accordingly that turns any situation into a win-win situation and not something that is harsh on any or either of the side. Thus, when we talk of self-care, we are talking about all the areas that our life includes, both internal and external. It cannot be denied that as an individual we have both the worlds interlinked and connected, and we cannot run from one to another or another to the first one. So, when we talk about the inner world, we are talking about our mental state, our emotional state, our physical health. The external is the environmental and social state, where a middle ground is achieved as spiritual and recreational state, and they all together impact our physical state. Thus, taking care of all these aspects of our life is an important choice that should be taken care of on a priority basis. And while they can be distinguished, they are interlinked and interconnected, which means they all influence and impact each other. Thus, leaving out any one of them will definitely have an impact on the others as well. We have different areas of our life that we have to indulge in, be it our family, friends, social situations, professional environment, and our state of well being is what impacts our presence in all these areas. It can be streamed down to what we take inside our body is going to impact how it functions outside. Thus, nutritional health, feeding yourself well, is an important part of well being. Hygiene and rest is what works on our immune system as well as our rejuvenation. Social support. As humans, we are social individuals and we cannot completely detach and disconnect from social interactions and bondings. And overall safety, which is mental, emotional, financial, social, environmental. All these things are a necessary base to self care. Regardless of how we are as individuals, that is our personality, our social standard, the basics are going to be same. Your emotional, mental health, your psychological health, environmental, spiritual health at the end are going to impact you. And thus, figuring out what caters to your needs best is an important part of self care. There are various different ways of self care for different areas of our life, and we are the best people ourselves to determine what helps us. Taking out time and putting in the effort for self care is the best investment an individual can make for himself or herself, regardless of gender, social status, life situations, because this one thing cannot really be taken care by an individual outside of you. And once we start paying attention to self care, life does start becoming more beautiful, more fruitful, more rewarding. And while there would be other areas and distinctions of self care based on individual, in general, as I mentioned before, the primary criterias and areas that impact are same. If we have other areas to take care of, if there are other needs to be catered to, it is important they are given due time and attention to have a fulfilling life. Wishing you a safe week ahead. Take care and be well.